To the Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Now, here's Pep.
Football season is around the corner. I couldn't be happier. It's the best time of the year. Summer's coming to an end, although I could probably do without these triple digits, but it's all good. Football season is here. Camps are getting set to open, and it's a wonderful thing. Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. I'm Pep Fernandez. We're all brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website on their training programs and travel ball teams. Remax Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. 909-307-5665 is the phone number. And Spoiled, quick quality oil change right here in Riverside. We sincerely appreciate Bill Navigato's support. He loves local sports, and we couldn't be more happy to have him here on our Inland Sports team. There's a click-through ad on our Inland Sports website, so you can check out Spoiled and go right to their website as well. We got a lot of stuff to get to today. We're going to talk Hillcrest High School football. The Trojans are in the house, in studio. We're excited about that. We've got former Vista Murrieta and USC star Sua Cravens checking in from Washington Redskins camp in the second segment. And of course, he's a legend, and Coach Brandom pointed out, a living legend, Jim Clover. I see him right now in the hallway. He's very excited to be here today. So we got a lot to get to. It's going to be a big show. We're happy you're spending it here with us on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Plus, we are live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports Channel. So if you want to check out the Hillcrest Trojans, like actually watch them, you can go to our YouTube channel right now and check them out. All right, guys, so much stuff to get to. And first off, you made the playoffs last season. And that was a huge step, Coach, right? So just get Hillcrest to the playoffs. You're a relatively young school. Kind of get the ball in motion, right? That these guys can win. You can get to the playoffs. I mean, was that a huge step for you guys last season in your first year at Hillcrest? Just get to the playoffs.
Yeah, you know, in the end, that was one of our big goals in the back of our minds. We didn't put out a lot of ending result goals out. We just basically went to work our tails off, and we were just building trust last year. And our seniors last year, we had a big challenge, you know, because those seniors have never had anybody in front of them mentoring them, kick them in the butt when they needed it. And those guys really did a great job of growing up fast and setting the tone and providing leadership. And we really did a great job of achieving trust overall, trust within our school. We're kind of really trying to guide the identity of our school and the excitement of our school using the football program. And with all that being said, as we went to the playoffs, it was really exciting. And, unfortunately, we ran into a buzzsaw.
Well, Palm Springs is a really good team, right?
Yeah, they were really good. So they got quite a few guys going D1, this and that. They do a great job. But, this year we're looking for, to go further. I won't say a little further. We'd like to go a lot further. But, we don't, again, talk that much about end results. Again, it's about the process, not the end result.
Can I ask you about fleas? Is that all right? Can we talk fleas on the show right now?
Yeah,
on the Inland Sports Show?
You know, we when I met with the kids the first time, just over a year ago.
When he first came on as coach.
When I first came on as coach, it was late March, and taking a look at these guys in the weight room for about 45 minutes, and just seeing the kind of guys we had. Going through their weight room workout, which I had, just a fly on the wall, not a flea, but a fly on the wall. But I basically cut it to them like this. Fleas jump 6 feet in the air. It's crazy. 6 feet in the air, little experience. 6-inch cup on the top of a flea to see what the heck would happen after they took it off. Well, right when the flea was born, hatched, I didn't even know what the heck that goes on. But as soon as it was alive, they put a cup over it and kept it on there for some time. And then they took the cup off, and I asked the guys, how far do you think that flea could jump? How high do you think that flea could jump? And they're like, 4 feet, 10 feet, varying answers. But no, 6 inches, because every time he freaking jumped up, there was a ceiling on his head. And that's all he's ever knew. Yeah. That's all he's ever known. And so... That's these guys. These guys never knew what their potential was. They had no idea what they could achieve. And so basically I just asked them to trust us as coaches and to trust each other, and we're going to make this happen, and we're going to figure out a way to jump 6 feet.
That's a great analogy, and obviously it's going in the right direction now. You guys made the playoffs last season. what, 6-5, right?
6-5,
6-5,
yeah.
over the 500 mark. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You brought a couple guys in: Cordell, Isaiah, Aaron, and Mikey. Can you introduce these guys and the part they're going to play for you this season?
Yeah, this is Cordell Breeden. Cordell's going to be a junior. His last year's a sophomore. He was kind of a jack of all trades. Played running back and slot for us. When Danny went down, our other quarterback, he broke his leg in game 4. We put Cordell at quarterback and kind of changed our offense around a little bit to suit him. And make a long story short, he ended up leading the league in all-purpose yardage as a sophomore. Did a great job there. Isaiah is another guy that's very versatile. He's all over the place. He's safety. He's linebacker. He played Mike linebacker for us last year when Dimitrik went down for a couple of weeks.
He was a stud.
Yeah, so Dimitrik went down and Isaiah came in and I mean, he's got a trigger, man.
So you're the new Dimitrik Watts.
Actually, he does a lot of things. No, he doesn't have the physical stature that Dimitrik has.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a creature. But Isaiah plays a lot bigger than his stature would attribute or would look like he would be able to. And the same goes for Aaron. Aaron Howard was just I call him Sugar sometimes because he's just silly little guy. He's got some personality. He's a spark. He was a role player last year, and I think that Isaiah has blossomed into a guy that not just he's really focused in compared to last year. If you could believe it, if you got to know him, you're like, wait, focused? He's all over the place some, but literally he's become a great leader. He's worked his tail off. He's one of our most explosive players on offense and defense. We're playing wide receiver and defensive back. He can play any position on the field on the perimeter. And then we got Mikey over here, who Mikey's, if you saw him a year ago, and he had a picture of before and after. Mikey is like one of those, like Jared of Subway kind of, but not quite.
Before his problems.
Yeah, before his problems, of course. But Mikey's he's developed. He's gotten a heck of a lot stronger. He's going to be a dominant offensive lineman in our league, and we're really happy with all these guys and their growth over the last year or so. And they're great examples of what you can become. And with Cordell, we got him for another year after this too. But these guys are going to do a great job leading the team.
Well, Mikey, let me ask you, so step up to the mic. So is it just a lot of, watching what you eat, hitting the weight room, trimming down, being what Coach wants you to be?
Yeah, it's kind of a little mix. I mean, you got to watch what you eat sometimes, but then you just got to pump out all the weights, try to lift as much as you can, and then just work hard on the field.
Because you got to stay big, right? The guy's got to eat, right?
Yeah.
Coach Brandon's like,
Unfortunately.
Do you actually, I'm being serious here. Do you actually watch what you eat, or is it like, as long I can eat what I need to, as long as I'm, like you said, maybe doing the cardio stuff, hitting the weight room, and doing those sort of things?
There's sometimes where I have to watch what I eat because, you don't want to get too big and then get lazy, but then other times, like, it doesn't really matter,
Because you still got to be quick off the line, right? I mean, you still got to be quick. You got to be big, but you got to be quick too, right?
Yeah, you got to be quick, and then you got to be strong at the same time. So you got to kind of have a little balance of it.
And Mikey, you guys are the unsung heroes, right? We all know it all happens up front. That's the ignition switch, right?
Yes.
Do these guys give you love, like when you're up front?
Oh yeah, they give us love, like when we're doing good, and then when we're doing bad, they tell us what we need to improve.
Oh, I'm sure they do, right?
Yeah.
Where's my hole to run through? And Aaron, they call you Sugar? Come on, man, step up to the mic. I got it. Why in the world they call you Sugar?
I don't know. It was just like my first time meeting Brandom. I was a little arrogant. I was a little cocky, and I told him I was the best corner in the game.
Oh.
Yeah. He jumped 20 feet that day.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna name you Sugar," and it's just like I stick with it. I guess I like it. It's fine with me.
Is there a guy in the NFL or someone that you look up to? You're like, you know what? Obviously you're not saying you're as good as them, but you pattern your style. Like you're like, I want to be like this guy. Is there somebody out there like that?
There's a lot. I got Tavon Austin.
Of the Rams, right? Yeah. Are you a Rams guy? Are you a Rams fan now? No. Okay. I'm just wondering. I was curious.
D'Anthony Thomas. I mean, they're both explosive players, and I like the way I kind of try to mirror my routes like theirs, and just play them. They're not cocky. They're not arrogant. They're humble, and they play a good role. They're like a role model in my life.
Are you one of those guys that says, "Hey, Cordell, whoever's playing quarterback, just get the ball in my hands, and I'll make the plays after the catch"? You know what I mean? Like you're the playmaker. Just get the ball in your hands, and you'll do the rest.
I mean, sometimes when it comes down to it, I know I got to step up and lead. So Cordell can just give me that ball, I know I can make big things happen on that field.
He got some dookies.
Does he?
Yeah.
I believe you, Sugar. Isaiah, so I'm going to call you Demetric Watts, the 2.0, whatever the new version. But really, I mean, Coach was glowing about you. You're a guy that he could probably stick in any spot on the field and have you make some plays. So how do you think you fit in? Do you just want a spot on the field and, a chance to play?
Really, it's just, kind of all about that. But it's not every spot. It's just wherever, they need me. Like, if someone goes down, I'm like, okay, I got to step up to the plate, play a new spot, learn a new position. It's all that. It's not like I have a preferred position. It's just wherever they need me, I can fit in and play the spot pretty well.
So do you feel like, stature size aside, I mean, you're not a huge guy, but you can play linebacker. You can do whatever Coach asks you to do.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I know I'm small, which is why that makes me work all the more, harder. Because, like you guys said, I'm not a Demetric Watts. I'm not as big as him, but I still play my game, and I'll play as hard as I can. And I will always give, 110%. Even though, since I know I'm small, I always got to be out there one step faster than, anybody else. If it's a lineman, I got to be one step quicker and be on my step.
That's right.
He actually did play a little bit of D-line last year.
Did he?
Against Notre
Oh
Vista.
my
A
gosh.
little Mongo position, lining up
The
on
huge
line.
Norte Vista guys.
and
and
he
we
was
got
slippery as heck, yeah.
Cordell, let me ask you. So you played varsity last year, right? When Coach Brandom came onto the scene, he tells you the flea story. Are you thinking, "Oh my gosh, this guy's our head coach"? I mean, what were you thinking when he starts talking fleas? I mean,
At first, I was like, what's the flea have to do with football? But then once he started with the story, it started getting into my head, okay, that makes a lot of sense, and it makes us realize all the work that we have to do to become great. And it's just, once he said, once you take the cup off the top of the flea to see how high you can jump, it really shows you how much work you put in to be able to jump that high.
are your sisters the volleyball stars?
Yes,
They
are.
got to be, right?
Yeah.
So you got some good genes.
Yeah.
Are you still oh yeah, the LeBrie sisters? You're the younger brother. Are you still the younger brother?
I can say I made a name for myself.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking
there
too.
you go. Last year you wouldn't have said that.
Are you gonna wear number 22 this year?
Yes, I'll be 22 again.
So a quarterback wearing number 22, Coach. Are you okay with that, or
Whatever, it's all
Doesn't
good,
matter,
man.
right?
We don't go by the book on everything too. We're a little off the cuff here as we play, So it's all good.
So Cordell, was there a significance to the number 22 last season, or
Yeah,
obviously
it-
you're gonna stick with it?
It came down to my grandpa wore it when he played high school, and he passed away, and he was a big part of my life. He was my father figure and all. So I went through pictures and asking a whole bunch of family what number he played to try to figure it out. So it all comes down to playing for him and just balling out and doing all I can to
Honor him, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Number 22, man. I dig that. So you guys are in the, let me pull up, Division 12
Yes,
playoffs.
yes.
Just real quick, some of the other Inland Empire schools in that division: Banning, Patriot, Calvary Murrieta, Rem, Colton, Fontana, Pacific. So we had some other coaches on, and their big thing is we just got to get to the playoffs. We got to get through league. We got to win some of those non-league games. Just get to the playoffs. Once you get to the playoffs, it's wide open. Everyone's got a good chance. So, Coach, when you saw the new playoff divisions, were you like, you know what? That's our battle too. Get to the postseason, qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, well, we take it 1 week at a time, and that sounds cliche-ish, but I know everybody said that, but honestly, each week's a new week. We got different themes of the week. We got different things we need to work on. And as we go through the season, we'll install different things and plan that accordingly to our big games, so on and so forth. But really, every game is a big game for us. And in the end, I'd be ridiculous to say that we don't look forward to the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely, that's definitely in our wheelhouse. And getting to the playoffs is certainly going to allow us to show what we can do. Last year we were in a division where we were playing against Palm Springs had twice as many kids as we did,
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. So it's a different challenge in that we're able now to play in CIF people that are similar to us in the
Yeah.
population and what they've
It
achieved
makes it
so
wide
far.
open, right?
And
But even those first round games could be tough.
yeah, I think it's good on all levels, no matter what division you're in. I think it's going to be a really fun thing to watch. I'm not quite sure how they're going to figure out the seeding and all that other stuff, based, especially on some of the lower divisions, because we'll have some third and fourth place teams in those lower divisions that'll make the playoffs.
Exactly right.
And then maybe in the higher ones, we'll have some second place teams that might be on the fence, or
it's very fluid, right? We're gonna figure this out as we go.
Exactly. So, but yeah, we're looking to go quite a ways. We'd love to play into. One of the things that these guys haven't experienced yet, especially now with the Thanksgiving weekend being the semifinals, it's even tougher to play on Thanksgiving and practice on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But
that's the big. If you're practicing the week of Thanksgiving,
you're doing some good things. So we're hoping to be able to be practicing on Thanksgiving this year. That's one of our closet goals, I guess you could say. But we got a lot of work to do before we get there.
Here's your non-league, real quick: Harupa Hills, Notre Dame, Chino, JW North, Temescal Canyon. The Notre Dame game is a GTV game, so you're on TV.
Nice. Okay.
As is the Ramona League game on November 3rd. That's also a TV game.
Nice.
To sweeten the deal.
Right on.
I don't want to throw you under the bus here, but, I know you enjoy pedicures.
Oh, so much.
But we're not going to do pedicures here on the show. But it is your 50th birthday, right? You got a big party after
Well,
this.
yeah. I got a big party over at Rock and Brews after this with some of my old coaching mates and my old some of my kids that I've coached are now men and fathers and all that good stuff. So some of my guys that have coached me. So it's going to be a fun gig.
Big party coming up.
Yeah. So 50. I can't believe 50. It's my brain doesn't say 50. My heart doesn't say 50. But dang, my knees and my feet say 65. So it came quick.
Well, we want to start the party now, because we know it's your 50th birthday, and I heard your birthday wish was to come on the Inland Sports Show. So on the count of 3, let's all sing happy birthday to Coach Brandom. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, happy birthday, Coach!
Thank you.
You got to spin it on the Inland Sports Show. It's like a dream come true, right?
Absolutely. We keep this away from Mikey, though.
You guys, best of luck this season. We appreciate you coming down. Let's get some pictures in the break with the cake. When we come back, our exclusive interview with Washington Redskins linebacker. I didn't say safety. He's a linebacker now. He'll break the news to us. Coming up right here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Every sport that we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have our travel ball program with our softball and baseball teams. Our performance training definitely to get quicker, stronger, faster.
focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM, brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training, Spoiled, Quick Quality Oil Change, and of course, Remax Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. Joining us now on the Adrenaline Athletic Celebrity Hotline, he was a star at Vista Murrieta High School, and he joins us now on the show. It's Sua Cravens, defensive back for the Washington Redskins. And Sua, we appreciate the time. You said you just got off the practice field. How's it going out there?
It's good, man. It's been kind of warm out here, but nothing I'm not used to. So far, so good in the first 2 days.
Now, Sua, you were a second-round pick by the Redskins. Now that the NFL draft is in the rearview mirror, is it kind of a good thing for you that now you can just get back to playing football and doing what you do on the field and not have to worry about what's going on off the field?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody knew how I felt about combine training and things like that. So I'm just glad I get to go back to just playing real football and, being the player that I know I can be.
So, Sua, if I was going to ask you, what position do you play, would you tell me safety or what would you say?
As of now, I'd tell you inside linebacker. So that's what they had me repping in OTAs and had me repping the first 2 days of camp.
Do you have a preference, or do you just want to play wherever the Redskins put you?
Man, whatever they put me in, I'll play wherever. It doesn't matter to me.
So we're talking with Su'a Cravens, formerly of Vista Murrieta High School, and of course USC, now at training camp with the Washington Redskins. So Sua, if you're playing inside linebacker, are they telling you got to bulk up a little bit, get a little bit bigger, or what are they telling you so you can excel and be your very best at that position?
No, they haven't said anything about my weight. They said as long as I just keep playing and making plays, that they don't care how much I weigh. So they just gave me free range, and I'm making sure that I remain heavy, but I'm not trying to gain or lose.
We got Su'a Cravens here, formerly of Vista Murrieta High School, from Washington Redskins training camp. And Sua, we all know you wore number 21 at Vista Murrieta and also at USC. You're going to be wearing number 36 for your rookie season with Washington. Can you explain the significance behind the numbers 21 and 36 for you?
Well, I mean, 21 was a family tradition, so that's one of the main reasons why I wear it. But the other is because I just look so much up to Sean Taylor and what he brought to the game, and the player that he was. I don't think there will be another. So the fact that I got to wear in high school and college was an honor, and now that I'm actually playing for his former team, and I get to wear his rookie year number because the fans and the Redskins community wanted me to wear it. It's such an honor to me. So I mean, it means so much. I'm gonna do my best to honor the number.
Now that you're officially in training camp, what's the response been like being a professional NFL player? I'm sure there's fans everywhere. People love the Redskins back in the Washington, D.C. area. So what's it been like your first couple of days officially on the job, outside of the mini camps and stuff, now that you're officially in camp?
Well, they're definitely loyal, man. They're a passionate group of fans, and you really feel the love every time you come out to practice. We can come out to walkthroughs at 10 o'clock in the morning where it's 100 degrees, and you'll see the whole place packed just from fans that just want to see us walk through the practice. So it means a lot to them.
So, Sua, back in your high school days, we saw you kick returning. We saw you playing running back. We saw you play receiver. Is there a part of you that wants to go to the coaching staff and say, hey, guys, can you put me on offense a little bit or special teams? I mean, are you tempted to do that?
I mean, I think it's every defensive player's dream to tell the coach to put me on offense so they can score a couple touchdowns. But with our group of guys that we got and the receivers and running backs that we have, I don't think they'll be needing my services.
Hey, and Sua, finally, I know you're a big Seinfeld fan. Which character from Seinfeld do you most identify with?
Kramer, hands down. Just how spontaneous he is and all the different personalities and the way that he is. I think I'll probably be a Kramer.
Do you have a favorite episode?
No. Anything that's Kramer-based, I'll watch 100 times.
Well, Sua, we love it. Yeah, everyone in the Inland Empire is so excited for you, man, and we're excited to see your rookie season with the Washington Redskins.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, that's Su'a Cravens of the Washington Redskins here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Su'a Cravens checking in a couple days into camp, and a couple big takeaways from the interview was I asked him, what position do you play, Sua? You know, what would you tell us? And he's like, well, through the OTAs and the first couple days of training camp, I'm an inside linebacker. So I think he was outside, wasn't he, at USC? And safety. And now they're playing him on the inside. So kind of interesting. I asked him, too, in the interview, do they want you to bulk up? I mean, he's like, what, 220, maybe 225? He's like, nah, they said just keep making plays. It doesn't matter how big I am. Which is kind of the time we're living in the NFL. Guys like Cam Chancellor, not huge guys, but can fly around. They're fast enough and they hit hard enough like Sua that you can play linebacker and still be a little undersized. But he's not, I mean, he's like 6'2", 225. He's not really little, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely not little. I mean, especially since he's grown probably, 35 pounds since high school?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely bigger than when he was at Vista Murrieta. But he's a big Seinfeld fan. He says he relates most to Kramer.
Who doesn't?
I know. We all love Kramer, right?
Kramer's first and foremost.
Giddy up. Now we go to Jim Clover over here.
It's a great
He's
opportunity.
a living legend. Before we get into all the wonderful things that Jim Clover does, what character on Seinfeld do you most relate to? Is there a guy, I mean, kind of neurotic like George? I mean, are you like, what's the deal? Like Jerry?
Seinfeld.
I mean,
I like Seinfeld by himself.
you just like Seinfeld?
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy.
He's the guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know if there's maybe a side character like Bandy
Isn't it
or
like
somebody.
when it's Seinfeld? Isn't it like asking which one's your favorite kid? Because they're all really important in different ways.
yeah.
You relate to every one of them
You love
in a
them in
certain
different
way.
ways. I
I
get
mean,
that.
the nuttiness of Kramer, the neurotic nature of George. I mean, come on, can't dance just like Elaine. I mean, you know, you relate to everybody.
But you can't.
No, I can't
No,
dance.
you can't dance like I.
I can't dance like her. Yes.
Yeah, you're perfect like that.
Now, Jim Clover's here in the building, and we're excited to have him here. And the other night, we had a Riverside Sport Hall of Fame executive board meeting, and it was wonderful. Jim was there. And at one point, and I love Debbie Guthrie, she says, the Bill Walton event. And Bill Walton will be the keynote speaker, and that's awesome. We're very excited to have Bill Walton. It's going to be a huge deal. But I thought to myself, isn't it the Jim Clover event? And Bill Walton just happens to be there, too? Is that right, Jim? Or?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottom line. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
But you are speaking at the Athletic Leadership Clinic. What are you going to be talking about? That's August 13th, by the way.
Yeah, concussion is going to be the primary situation. I've been doing a video for about a year on concussions. Everything we try to do is better educate people on this because it's a big deal, and we've been working on this for a year, and we got Tyler Llewellyn's mom talking, and Josh Nava talking, and so we'll see how it works out.
So you excited about this? I mean, this obviously is very meaningful.
It's going to be huge because the thing is, everybody has to understand, these concussions are here, and we have to change the sport a little bit. We changed the sport before, back in the early 70s, because everybody was breaking their necks. Okay, now we have concussions. It's just another step to make the game better. So we'll be fine. It's just people have to change.
What do you think is, I mean, because obviously technology is rapidly changing and things that we could do to prevent or even, after the fact, what we could do to maybe limit the injury. What are we doing now that's maybe different 5-10 years ago?
A ton. The biggest thing is it has to be a daily occurrence. So say, for example, we came up with this thing called the TL33, Tyler Llewellyn 33. Before every practice, the coaches need to walk by every kid and ask them, how you feel. Did you eat today? Did you drink some water today? Grab their helmet, make sure the helmet fits, and then make sure their mouth guard fits. If those things work, then we're on a better step. Because their helmet doesn't fit, then we get the jostling effect, and that's a bad deal. Then you've also added the helmets, the sensors, and that's a whole nother get and go. Do they work? Do they not work? They work, but they should not be in the hands of the athletic trainer. They should be in the hands of the Brandom or the technical coaches. Mm-hmm. So they know that it's a hitting problem, not a concussion problem, because those things go off 200 times to 1 as concussions to just a bad hit. And so it's a technical thing. The game has changed. The way we hit has changed. The only thing that we know that's evidence-based as far as to prevent neck or head injuries is to strengthen the neck. And they need to do it, not the old isometric thing, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
It's got to be a variable resistance thing. You got to add some resistance to it. And David and I are going to build something someday out of my backyard.
PVC pipe.
we got it. We got a great idea, and it's going to change the way the world is.
And he's got to build it soon because wife Becky wants all the PVC out of the house.
Yeah, because our backyard is looking kind of bad right now.
So he's
because you're busy.
He's on a
researching concussion.
He's on a time frame now, though.
Yeah.
At least he's got a time frame to get it done.
Yeah, Monday.
Wow, it's a short window, Jim.
Yeah, but it's been there for like a long time. Oh, no.
The pipe's starting to yellow.
Oh my, that's been a while then.
Yeah, that's what she said too. It's like, no, you can't do that. No, but I mean, I just met with all my athletic trainers on Friday, and so we got everybody ready for that. We're getting ready for the heat because for some reason I think it's going to be hot Monday. You know, it's going to be a little hot.
Yep.
So we got to get ready for that. And
Yeah, because helmets and pads and stuff come out this week, right?
Yeah, everything starts this week, and it was going to be 114, which is nice. And I have athletic trainers from here to Coachella Valley, and so there it's 120. And so that's hot.
Yeah.
That's like burning an egg on the sidewalk. We kind of hot. So we're getting ready.
So with the heat, obviously the concussion protocols that you want the coaches to know. I mean, there's a lot that goes into just preparing teams and coaches to be ready for the football season, right? I mean, keep their kids healthy. That's basically the bottom line, right?
And besides football, we also got cross country going on. And you got a bunch of kids playing football, but then you've got cross country in some of the schools. They'll have 100 kids on the cross-country team, and so we have that to worry about too. And there's nothing worse. Everybody says that football game's hard to cover. Not even close to cross-country, because cross-country, you got 400 kids over 3 miles, and who knows what's going to happen. And so those things are just awful.
Tell your trainers to run with them. Just go.
I was thinking about maybe Dave and I would do that.
But at least put you on bikes, right?
Or a golf cart.
I got a bike.
Or a golf cart.
I got a bike.
Golf cart. Golf cart sounds good.
I would like to see you guys on a tandem bike. Is that too much to ask? The two of you on one bike?
But who would be in the front?
That's up to you guys.
It depends upon who wants to...
I want the bell.
Ring, ring, here we come. Who needs
I gotta have the bell.
Just as long as there's no blow-by.
But I want to have a fan, just like this one. It'll work just as good.
That fan's really going right now.
Yeah,
we got a fan in the studio that's...
it's the Beyonce fan.
Can you tell? It's on the fritz. We're talking with Jim Clover here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. We know you from the Riverside Medical Clinic, but you're all over the place. I mean, you teach. I mean, what are all the things that you do? Because I don't want to miss anything.
The biggest thing it is that I do of all the things is I know Pep Fernandez. And everything else after that is kind of like, a domino effect.
I'm sure, yeah.
No, I work at the Riverside Medical Clinic in the morning between 6 and 8. Every day. I've done that since 1981.
So a lot of the high school athletes, right, come to you in the morning before they go to class.
Yeah,
and
that was the idea. See, when we first opened up, we were on Brockton, and that's when you came in, and your brother. And we had it open in the afternoon, and Burns was your coach. And we got in trouble because they came to us as compared to going to practice. And so at that point, that's when we switched it to 6 to 8 in the morning. And so it's not great, but that's so they don't miss any school. We get the kids in, and it works out perfect. 6 to 8, and then I go teach at Cal San Bernardino, and then I come back and go see all the schools. And I just finished writing another book, which was nice. So please, everybody, go out and buy it. It's Sports Medicine Essentials. It's there's got to be a holiday coming up, and everybody in the family needs one.
You don't really write the book. You just add more pages to it, right?
You know what I like about you?
There's a coloring section.
There's a coloring part for you.
Can you buy the book online? Because we'll put a link on our website.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
We'll make that happen. Do you remember checking out Zinc?
Your brother's pictures in it.
Do you remember? Because you've had a concussion, right, Zink?
I've had many.
Yeah.
And he's got one right now.
Wait a minute, but wait. Hold on a second. But back when I played, it wasn't a concussion.
No.
They were called stingers. There was all kinds of things. And you come loopy off the field, and they're like, sit him down for a minute.
Got your bell rung, right?
Yeah.
Look,
it's like, you're all right.
Yeah.
I can remember John, you're all right. And he's, I think so. Okay, go back in.
They just fall over.
And that's why he is the way he is right now.
Well, it explains a lot of things, right?
Yeah. It's like all these guys that are coaching now I remember them all as players, and it just cracks me up because they're going out there and they're acting like they're the toughest guy ever seen. And then it's like, John, you were never that tough. It's like, you act like that, but I was there when that happened. It wasn't like that.
Remember how you cried?
Yeah.
But I cried with you.
Well, is that interesting to see guys that you saw them as student athletes in high school and now they're coaches? I mean, has it changed? Because obviously everyone's kind of touchy and sensitive about if you even think a kid has a concussion or some sort of injury like that, got to play it safe, right? We're living in a different time.
It's from now to 3 years ago, it's completely different. But that's the thing that everybody has to understand is the transition. It's never, ever going to go back the way it was. It's never going back there. So you have to change or get out right now. And they will, and they have to. It's just the way it is. But it is fun seeing all the kids that I knew when they were kids in high school, and now they're all coaching. It's just, and he turned 50. That must be like 1,000.
Brandom, Coach Brandom.
Yeah.
You were young when you got out here. Come on.
I'm young now.
You are. Yes, always.
Yeah.
You never see yourself as other people see you.
That's right. That's profound. Can I write that down?
Sure you can.
For the next book, right?
Ooh, that's in my next book.
I just wrote the foreword for your next book.
So Jim, the video that you're producing right now,
Yeah.
how would you describe it? What are we going to find in it?
The biggest problem with it right now is it's almost too negative. It shows all the concussion stuff, and I have to make sure that I have a fix on the other side.
Like a solution, right? Like
yeah, I
there's
got to
light
have a
at the end of the
solution. And
tunnel.
so the solution is going to be a daily process. It's like, okay, this is what can happen. It happens very few times to very few people. A lot of people, you look at all the thousands of kids that play that don't get concussed. And so concussions are big, but I had one of my athletic trainers ask me yesterday, she said, when are they going to go away? We're just tired of them. I want to work with sprained ankles and knees again.
Yeah.
We want to do something else. We want to have a different conversation with the parent. And so it has to be, like, say, for example, an orthopedic injury. If you sprained your ankle, I have never taken anybody out for an orthopedic injury. It's always been the injury that took them out. If you're able to do this, this, and this, you can play.
Yeah.
I got to get to that point with a concussion. We're pretty close to that. The problem is that with concussion, it's all subjective answers. I ask you how you feel, and if you want to play, you're going to say, I feel fine. If you don't want to play, you're going to say, So I have to go by what you say. I need to get away from that and go to something else, fact stuff. And there's the thing out now, it's a virtual reality thing you put on your head, and it tells you if you're concussed or not within a minute. Stanford's using it.
Wow.
One little problem, and I was thinking that you guys could probably help me with that, is $27,000. And so maybe you could do that. Yeah. It's,
Let me just cut that check right now.
yeah, I could cut that too. It just, that's what happened.
Is that just for one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we got to buy one for each school. So
that's what they said. Yeah, and I said, don't you want to try it out in a high school scenario? I know it worked at Stanford. Stanford works really good. It works really nice. But the thing is that we know virtual reality is going to all change. It's going to be cheaper as of Christmas because that's when it's going to come out. And then hopefully that $27,000 will go down to $270, which will be more realistic.
absolutely.
So I mean, something's going to happen. It's got to happen. And the best thing is with concussion right now, we're working with so the athletic world is working with the military world, and so with helmets and stuff. So it's going to get better.
It's a joint effort. It sounds like
Yeah,
there's a lot
so-
of people that want to get involved.
Well,
and
it
find a
seems to
solution.
be until everybody gets aware. Like when you have a heightened awareness, then all of a sudden things start to fall into place because
Yeah.
people are like, wait a minute, we could apply this to that, or you start getting people thinking differently other than concussions, don't know much about it.
Well, that's the idea behind this video. And like I said, I started this like a year ago, and it's going to be about 24 minutes long, and that's a huge awareness. We talk about all the signs and symptoms. People have to be aware of the signs and symptoms. Last year when we did this the thing for the RUSD, the coaches deal, I made a rap, and that was kind of unique. So
You rapped?
I didn't rap. I made a rap.
You wrote a rap?
I wrote a rap.
Well, who rapped it?
Well, I went to this app called Fiverr, and they had a guy on there, and they rapped it. Yeah, it was good.
I would love to hear you. Do you remember any of the lines? I would just love to hear you recite some of those.
No.
You don't?
I don't remember.
Are you
because I got hit in the head. Because I got hit in the head, yeah.
Oh man, darn! I can't
But go to my
remember.
website, and it's there too.
I want to.
There you go, see?
Yeah.
That's a tease.
Yeah. Go to the website. What is the website?
mysportclinic.org.
mysportclinic.org. Can we also find the book there?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so we'll put a link on the Inland Sports website as well, so people can go check out the book. Once again, the Riverside Athletic Leadership Clinic is Saturday, August 13th, 8 a.m. to noon. What time are you speaking?
I
Do you
think 10.
10?
I think, yeah.
So like you're the opening act to Bill Walton.
Or yes, exactly.
Or maybe Bill Walton is just kind of following you up. You're like the main course. and
Oh
he's
yeah,
just,
side by side, two people stand. Yeah, exactly.
But it's going to be an awesome deal. We've got a link on the Inland Sports website right now if you want to purchase tickets to the Athletic Leadership Clinic. Once again, that's Saturday, August 13th. It starts at 8 a.m. Jim Clover will be there. It's brought to you by the RUSD and the Riverside Sport Commission. It's going to be an awesome deal. A variety of topics. Dr. Micah Parker from Cal Baptist will be there. A lot of real influential people from a variety of subjects, including Jim Clover here. So, I mean, it's a meeting of the minds.
Yeah, last year we had like 400 people there. It was pretty impressive. And this
I would
year,
expect more.
I expect more just because of Walton and me.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I like that pause. I love that pause. That was great.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim, for the kind opening to my speech.
Hey, Bill Walton, while you're here, can I ask you, what are you going to talk about?
I will talk a little bit about my loving son, new Laker coach, Luke Walton, and then I will be on to the sport of sporting. A little bit of deadhead talk, and then I'll be on my way.
Little fish music, and
loving it.
Are you a
Your
Bill
new
Walton?
shoe deal, right?
New shoe
Yeah.
deal.
Are you, Jim? Are you a Bill Walton fan?
I'm the Ohio State University, the greatest university in the world fan.
By the way,
and he didn't play there, so therefore.
and say it
But he's
properly
a
for
great
him
guy.
because it's.
The Ohio State University.
Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And actually, you sent me a picture of Rancho Verde's helmets, right? And you're like,
Oh.
No, those are Ohio State
Ohio
helmets.
State's helmets, but look,
Oh, with Rancho Verde
And,
using them, yeah.
you know what those are actually? Those are motorcycle helmets.
Those are motorcycle helmets?
They weren't even for sporting, but they had these helmets that were so cool that I'm like, man, it looks like Rancho Verde should do their helmets that way. They look really cool. But they're Ohio State, like
Yeah, I know.
motorcycle. Oh, you see them?
Yeah.
Oh, Like, he knows everything.
Yeah,
Ohio State. What am
come
I
on.
thinking?
I got a Buckeye tree in my backyard.
He does.
Does he really?
Honest
Oh,
to
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Honest to God. And he's got a Buckeye for a friend.
Who was that?
Zoe, little Buckeye.
Oh yeah, little Buckeye.
She's still going to go to Ohio State. She just doesn't know it yet.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll show her the path, right?
I'm going to show her. I'm going to walk her down there, show her all the Buckeye trees, show her Archie Griffin's tree. It'll be the greatest experience of her life. She'll start to cry just hearing about it.
So if we need to talk Buckeyes, we're going to come to you this season because we do have
Wait.
Marcus Ball, right, from JW North, to tie in on the
Only
Buckeyes.
if you don't want objective talk about Ohio State.
Of course.
Yeah.
Only
If you
the
just
best.
want, fandom, then yeah, Jim's
Then
your guy.
Jim's the guy. Jim Clover, we appreciate the time. You're the best. You're a local legend, living legend.
Still living.
Still living.
Still
He's still
living.
here.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
still with
Yeah,
us.
I got an AED right here, just in case.
We'll put a link on our website to his book. You can check that out as well. Once again, Saturday, August 13th is the Athletic Leadership Clinic with Bill Walton and the great Jim Clover.
Thank you.
All right, we come back on the Inland Sports Show. We'll talk UCLA. We're going to talk Rams. And we're going to bring Jeff Gorham because I really didn't think we were going to see Jeff Gorham here on this Saturday, but he's still with us.
Here.
And we're going to find out why Jeff Gorham is still with us. That's coming up on Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
Coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Every sport that we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have our travel ball program with our softball and baseball teams. Our performance training definitely to get quicker, stronger, faster.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so.
Right here on Sports Radio 1350.
Why we have to do our show from inside a sauna every week? I don't know why.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports 1350 AM. Plus, we are live and amplified around the world and the galaxy on the Inland Sports YouTube channel, pushing 500,000 views already. And,
500,000?
yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, we're spanning the galaxy, going to the outer rim, right?
outer
rim. For all you Star Wars nerds
Sounds
out
kinda
there like
creepy.
myself. We're all brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training, Spoiled, quick quality oil change, and Remax Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. Sports Weekly is back. It's our weekly sports show on IEMG TV. This is an interesting story. Take note, Zink. The Ryan twins from Cajon High School have transferred to Pacific.
What?
Yeah, Terry Ryan was the starting quarterback as a sophomore. I found out he busted up his mouth in the preseason scrimmage last year. Like, the teeth actually went up, Jim, you'll love this, up into his gums, as he said, his skull. And he had braces on. Think about that. So that's a pretty scene. So that happened in their scrimmage last year. He was knocked out for most of the season, hence Jaden Daniels stepped in as a freshman for Cajon and took the job and ran away with it. But now Terry Ryan's at Pacific. His twin brother Anthony Ryan, who had like 8 touchdowns last year for Cajon, is now at Pacific. So that's going to be on our next edition of Sports Weekly on IEMG. That's Channel 3 on Charter, Channel 3 on Time Warner, Channel 3 and 33 on Verizon, and also AT&T 99. All right, we still got Jim Clover in the house. Jeff Gorham's here. And Jeff, I honestly did not expect to see you here in studio on this Saturday.
I've been on baby watch for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wife is bedridden. We're getting ready for baby Gorham number 3. The demon seed will be coming out any day.
Luke.
But I as soon as I walk in today, I see one of my oldest and dear, well, I shouldn't say oldest, one of my dearest friends, one of my mentors, my heroes, Jim Clover, who I've known since I was literally just a little tiny guy, maybe 3rd, 4th grade.
What were some of the things that...
Why are you trying to insult Jim?
Yeah.
Make him sound old.
Hey, like I said in the hallway, he's the only guy that has palpated my entire body.
Wow. That's something, Jim.
I don't even know where to go.
No, what did you go see him for? As an athlete, right? As a high school athlete?
As an elementary athlete, my dad was coaching in Riverside, and I remember I broke my arm when I was in, I think, 3rd or 4th grade. And my dad took me over to the sport clinic, used to be on Brockton, and I was just saying, he put my arm in hot sawdust. I remember that as a kid thinking, what is this going to do? But I have broken ankles.
He used to have like 3, and then it was 4, now it's 5.
Yeah.
He's at 5, and then next year it'll be 6
It'll be
ankles
6.
because he doesn't remember very well. Yeah.
Or it's like the fish
That was a
it gets
concussion,
bigger.
right?
And,
Yeah.
But there was this time where I would just go over and hang out with Jim and the other trainers over the years, and has always been a good friend of my family. Just one of the nicest, funniest guys you'll ever see. So.
Is he talking about you?
Keep going.
Yeah.
There's no need to stop at this point. We just keep going. Go ahead.
I remember saying,
I'm going to keep on helping. Get that picture, would you?
But, Jim originally started the sport clinic was a small little office over on Brockton.
Kind of like this.
Yeah, tiny
exactly
like this.
like this.
And my older brother Justin and I would go over and sweep the floors and just bother the heck out of these guys. And we weren't hurt or anything, but we lived so close. We were 2 blocks away. Growing up, we'd come over and just hang out with Clover and company. And he's always been, he's a staple in every sport, every high school, every college. He's always there.
Yes, honestly, like if I say Jim Clover, 100 out of 100 know who you are. Like, hey, Jim Clover. Oh, yeah, I know Jim.
Well,
everyone knows Jim.
The thing that you need to understand, since I've been to town, they have named a building at every high school after me.
Is that true?
Yeah, the gym.
Is that a true story?
The gym. Before, I don't know what it's called, but now they're called the gym. It's great. It's unbelievable.
Oh my
I can't
gosh.
thank enough people for that.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Jim
He's a comedian on the side.
Clover has always been ahead of his time. He was the first guy, and I kid you not, he had a watch back in the, what year?
That was TV watch, yeah.
He had a TV watch. I mean, this was 30 years, 35 years ago.
Yeah, Lumen Greens had a contest, and I won the TV watch. It was great.
It was, and this
Wait, so a watch that you watch TV
You
on
had TV, yeah. You had there was a wire that came down here, and then your side, there was like this big thing here, but you could watch TV.
And this was probably 30, 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Jim was in the future before everybody else.
I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. It was like Dick Tracy when we were kids. Like, this is the greatest thing in the world.
It was the Bird Night Bear.
It was. And then, of course, you hear all the Ohio State stories.
Of course.
And that's the first thing he mentioned.
Yeah.
He's from the Ohio State. So.
I didn't mention that, did I?
Yeah. Did I bring that up?
Last night we had some solid RCC stories.
Oh, yeah.
There were some good stories there, yeah.
But no, he's
that we could share or not really.
I don't feel the need to.
But yeah, he is the top of the food chain in the sports world here in Riverside, and he's just been a great guy, a good friend. So it's always nice to see.
In your geographical area, like obviously you help guys like Gorham over here who are in Riverside, but you said like Coachella Valley. I mean, you have trainers everywhere.
Coachella, Europa, Corona, Movau, Banning, Beaumont, everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, athletic training.
And then we started. My first gig was at Ramona.
Yep.
Was it really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was the first game I covered. I think it was Arlington and Ramona, might have been, and I was on the sideline, and whoever was on the other sideline was a school nurse or something, and she came out to the game, or she came out with somebody on the field that was injured with a blood pressure cuff. At that point, I knew I could have a victory here. Well, what are you going to do with the blood pressure cuff here? I don't know. I asked.
Yeah.
So I knew I was okay then.
You're like, you know what? I see an opportunity here.
Yep. Get her done.
Yeah, but he really has transformed, athletic training in high school sports. Not just here, but I think globally. I mean, you look at the blueprint that the sport clinic has.
Yeah.
And it's really revolutionized high school sports, and it's all due to Mr. Clover here.
He's always evolving, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
like at the concussion stuff. I'm sure there were things maybe 20, 30 years ago that you were doing that
The
obviously
trainer's
it's
angel.
evolved, and, like, you're like, no, this is how we have to do it now.
I know I made a thing, but
He always
25 years
innovates.
ago there was it cut face mask off helmets called the Trainer's Angel.
Yep.
And I've sold like 20,000 of those things. Yeah.
A trainer's angel?
Really, honest to
before
God.
that,
Yeah.
before that, they used to take the face mask off with bolt cutters, and everybody said that, but I never tried it.
Yeah.
And so I went to a game once. I took some bolt cutters. I cut it off. It didn't work. It was stupid. So I went home. I used to work on horse farms when I was a kid, and the thing you take the hoofs, clean the hoofs with.
Yeah.
So I sanded that thing off in my garage, and made this thing called the Trainer's Angel, and that's how you get.
You kind of like
you
pop
cut
it off,
You
or?
cut them off. You cut off the things. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And that's used by everybody now.
Yeah.
so.
Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like Christmas is coming up or something. Maybe everybody in the family might
See the
want.
trainer's angel.
Yeah.
Can we get it on your website?
Yeah.
What's your website again?
What's that in your pocket? It's
Yeah.
trainer's angel.
Yeah.
Never known not to cut off face mask.
But Pep, I wanted you to just realize this one thing.
Yes.
My one daughter is in New York City, so this is going to go coast to coast. So she's going to be watching it. So
We're gonna span the country.
Expand it now. Yeah.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to first the Inland Empire, then the world.
Yeah.
So, so thanks to you.
Thanks
Yeah.
to you.
Exactly. I just want to make sure I got that.
Thanks to you. We're gonna
Full credit.
Yeah.
take over the world.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool that you actually went. I didn't even know this before you came in that you would actually go to him.
Well, how
But
about-
everyone goes to
How
Jim.
about the
So.
Versa Climber story?
Oh, hey, yeah, Mr. Clover, of course.
We got 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. He says, "Hey, I want you to get on this machine." And, I'm a cocky little
High school
SOB.
kid.
He goes, I could do that. He goes, he said 3 minutes. I want you to go on this thing for 3 minutes. And he knew what was going to happen. I said, I could do that easy. I'm in great shape. I get on this thing called the Versa Climber, and I'm climbing this ladder, and I'm in stationary. It's like a bike, stationary bike. Shh, I'm climbing it. I get off, and he goes, "Hey, how you feeling?" About 8 seconds later, I'm out like a light on the floor. I wake up.
Did you know it was going to happen, Jim?
I
You're
was
going to
hoping.
knock him out?
He thought he was above everything, and so I had to prove him that, that's what made him what he is today.
That's what changed me. Is waking
That was
up.
the tipping point in his life. That's what, now I'm going to be a coach.
When you wake up in a quick shock and you see Clover laughing at you because he just passed you out, you gotta kind of laugh. But yeah,
Hey, could you do that again? Yeah.
No, I could go for about 8 seconds on the treadmill, and then I'd go down. But
Just
yeah.
file that under what trainers do to have fun.
I know. To amuse
And Jim
himself.
has fun all the time.
Oh, no, I don't.
It's it. Oh yeah.
So yeah, we've had some fun over the years.
I'm sure there's a ton of stories just like that.
Yeah, some we
You know.
probably could never say on the air. But
Some of them are true.
Yeah.
Some of them are true.
That's the best part, right? We should remind everyone that we're brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training. Kind of works ourselves into Rams training camp, which opens today at UC Irvine. Corey Harkey, fullback and tight end for the Rams, seen here if you're watching us live and amplified on the YouTube channel, working out with Leonard Russell at Adrenaline. So Corey Harkey, one of the guys, and I looked at the projected starting lineup. They have him listed as the starting fullback right now, so that's pretty cool. So Corey Harkey now lives in Riverside. I'm sure he'll run into Jim Clover in a matter of time. But Rams camp opens today, and interns, I just got a text from Greg Bell of the Rams. Stay tuned. We'll talk off the air. So, I just got a text from Greg Bell. So Rams camp starting as well. And then in a couple weeks, we have UCLA training camp at Cal State San Bernardino. We have the complete training camp schedule right now on the Inland Sports website. It starts Monday, August 15th. So if you're a fan, I know a lot of youth football teams like to go out there, check out the Bruins firsthand. That starts August 15th for the complete schedule. go to our website and check that out. We're brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. Get more information, travel ball teams, training programs. They do it all. Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. It's in the name. They're going to spoil you and your car when you go in to see Bill Navigado and his team. And RE/MAX Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX. 909-307-5665 is the phone number. Full real estate, along with escrow and loans, remaxadvantage.me. They do it all. Guys, we ran out of time. I appreciate it. Jim, you're the best. Jeff, you're okay too, but
Hey.
Jim's the best over here. And big shout out to Coach Brandom. Happy birthday to the Hillcrest Trojans. And of course, Su'a Cravens from the Washington Redskins. You've been watching and listening to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.